Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oops. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I am sorry I'm late again. I do apologize. I think I might end up having to schedule these Friday night sessions a bit earlier. I'll think about that. But good evening and thank you for joining me. So everyone who watches on the replay, thank you for joining me, regardless of what time you decide to join me this evening. Tonight I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I mean, tonight it's all about Boris Johnson, and apparently, well, I wouldn't say that he's definitely and without a shadow of a doubt. Actually, this would be perfect for my head. Sorry. I wouldn't say that he's definitely and without a shadow of a doubt definitely coming back. No, that does not look good. But I would say that everyone's talking about him coming back to politics. I can't see it because he's got too many issues. He's got his privileges committee coming up in regards to the money he needed to do up the flat that he was living in with his other half, and the fact that he was not completely honest or transparent with how the funds, how he managed to get the funds to pay for the £800 roll wallpaper, and fix up the flat. So there is that. There's also some other things as well, whereas he was accused of being dishonest in the house and not setting the record straight. So there's some issues around ethics. And yeah, I mean, Boris has got some issues coming up, which the committee is going to have to be forced to be honest and honest, transparent, and come to clear conclusions in regards to maybe the breaking of the ministerial code and things like that. There's issues that are kind of come up with Boris. So I think it quite unlikely that he will be coming back as a prime minister, even though there are a lot of people who would definitely prefer Boris to either the current Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and definitely to Liz Truss. I mean, but all that can be, all that is things that are happening in the minds of other people, because since Boris has not been Prime Minister, since he resigned, in the last 5 months, since he resigned in July, Boris has made £5 million in 6 months of him not being Prime Minister. He has banked £5 million. I mean, really? Wow. £5 million in 6 months. I mean, I gotta say, that's some good money. And considering he needed a loan, he was thinking about getting a loan for something like oh crumbs. No, why did I do that? I was just transferring some water and lemon juice into this glass of tonic water with a touch of elderflower and lemon juice. No, I will not be drinking while I'm doing my readings. I don't think that's very professional. Look at me trying to be professional. But yes, I mean, that's some really good money. And considering he was trying to get a loan, an £800,000 loan as a prime minister because he was so broke, although I think he settled on getting a loan for 350,000. So there's that. About £300,000 he ended up getting a loan for, right? While he was prime minister. If he can make £5 million within the space of 5 to 6 months of no longer being prime minister, why the hell would he want to be prime minister again? He was broke when he was prime minister, or at least he was complaining about being broke. So why would he want to be prime minister again? So there's all of that. So that he has his personal reasons for not wanting to be prime minister again. Oh gosh, I put too much elderflower cordial in this. And he has his reasons for, I mean, financially it's not really great. And on top of that, he also he's got issues with the privileges committee that will be coming up. And I believe, from what I've read in the cards about the issues that are going to be coming up later this year, my forecast for 2023, I think in the fourth or the third quarter of the year, there was going to be some issues where someone big in politics was about to get turfed out. And I have a funny feeling that it might be him. But you know what? Tonight is all about reading the cards. So I'm going to have a look and I'm going to see if Boris is going to ever hold another high government office ever again. And I think that's the question that everyone's probably tuned in to find out. So let's have a look. Now I'm going to switch it up. As I said, I'm switching it up today. Instead of me doing my energy cards at the beginning of the reading to give me an overall feel, I'm going to use these at the end. And instead of me, because sometimes I use these cards, the Sacred Destiny Oracle, sometimes I use them to give me a feeling of what's going on or the undercurrents of a situation. And sometimes I will use them as final outcome cards. Tonight, I'm using them at the beginning of the reading. So that's where I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Okay, and of course I'm using my Game of Thrones tarot deck. So let's have a look and see. Will Boris be coming back to any frontline government office again? Will Boris be coming back to any frontline government office again? Will he be coming back? And I'm going to draw 3 cards. So let's have a look-see. I'm just going to put these cards out here, spread them out. No, you can't see the cards today. I'm going to have to do something about that in time. I'm going to pick this card here. And I'm going to, let's see. Spread this out a bit. Okay. Let's see. I wish I could just spread that out. Let's have a look. See, I want that one there. Okay. And I don't know if you want one at the bottom of the pack. No, I want that one there. Okay, so right, so those are the 3 cards to give me some idea of the little undercurrents that are happening in Mr. Johnson's life. Okay, will Boris Johnson ever attain a high government office again? Will he be in charge of a department? Will he become Prime Minister again? Will Boris Johnson ever achieve high government office again? I'm going to take that one. Will he ever achieve high government office again? Oops, that was a jumper. Right, will he... There's a few jumpers happening here. Crumbs. All right then. Will Boris Johnson ever achieve high government office? I'm rubbish at shuffling. Okay. Right. What doing? Yeah, that's right. Wait, okay. Will he ever achieve high government office again? Will he ever achieve high government office? Okay, there's two. I'm going to put those there again. Anything else jumped out? No. I'm going to take that one there. How many cards? 1, 2, oopsie daisy, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one here, 7. Okay. 8. 9. Okay. No. 10. All right. Let's have a look-see. Righty-ho. I'm going to put that over here. Right, let's have a look-see. First card up. And I might actually have a look at... Oh! First card up I have here is Inner Peace. Inner Peace. For me, and I'm not sure what it says in the book, but I've got a funny feeling about it. For me, this card is about where do you find your inner peace. This card is about home. This card is about family. This card is about your spouse. And, oh, yes. I see this as either husband and wife. Oops, here we go. Husband and wife. And these here are the little babies. They're the children. I think he quite enjoys having peace in his home. I think he quite enjoys having time with his wife. This second card, Gateway, the unicorn. This is the unicorn. I want to say a magical gateway, a gateway to another place, a gateway to another state of being. And this final card, it's very dark, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. Success. success. Boris is going to go in a Boris will go somewhere he thinks that he can be a success, where he can be successful. Yeah, he doesn't want to lose. Getting back into politics and running for political office means that he faces the chance of losing. This is just some water. I need to drink. He faces the chance of loss. He doesn't want to be in a position where he could lose. He's made £5 million in as many months. He doesn't want to lose. And he knows that if he stays in politics, he could lose. Meanwhile, there's an inner peace that he has with his partner, with his wife, and they've now got 2 young children. He's making very good money. I mean, he's making amazing money, let's be honest. But it gives him access. It's a gateway. It's a gateway to a magical realm of possibilities. And he has the kind of personality, love him or hate him, he has the kind of personality that will do very, very well. He will do very, very well on the speaking circuit because he's an entertaining guy who doesn't mind clowning. If it makes you laugh, he doesn't mind clowning in order to make you feel good. So he will do that. He will, because he's very good at making people feel great. You know, he can talk up almost anything, and has. So he's very good at making people feel great, and you know, he doesn't mind acting the fool if it makes you feel good. Because if you feel good when he's, you know, buffooning, then it makes him feel like you like him, and then you act more warmly towards him, and that's how it works. Plus, these people pay a lot of money to hear him talk, because they like him because he has a warmth. He's very appealing like that. So I think, looking at these cards, that this is really important to him, this inner peace, this peace with his family, this peace with his wife and his kids. It's also really important to him, the gateway, the access to new realms. He made £1 million a month not being prime minister anymore. Wow. And he successfully made that money. But hey, let's see what the tarot has to say about it. Okay, first card up, I have the 6 of Swords. So he's moved on. He's moved on from the idea of high political office. 3 of Cups. The celebration, the coming together, a job well done. Okay, jubilations. Okay, at the base of the reading, at the base of the reading, I have a Queen of Swords. I wonder what sign his missus is. This could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius woman. Trying to think of another woman that it could be. Calculating. Cool. Not over. It's definitely not a Cancerian type or a Taurian type. An Aries or a Leo. I don't know. I don't think so. Someone with either. He's very logical and cool. He has a sharp tongue. He's very businesslike. Not overly emotional. A businesswoman. Could be Carrie. Could be Carrie. Might be. You never know. Okay. In the past, I've got Judgment. So this is about in the past. I think it's fair to say that he was judged in the past. I think it's fair to say that his judgment was questioned. It was a question of discernment. I think it's fair to say that it's because of a lack of judgment, the inability to make a good decision, to steer the right course and do the right thing, is why he ended up having to lose his position in the first place. So, yes, judgment was passed on him. Crowning the reading, I have the world. So the world is watching. I think I would say this pertains to a beginning. So I would say the world, yes, the world was watching, but crowning the reading, I would say this is a new beginning. And if it's a new beginning, because the world card is about beginning and endings. And the first card I pulled, which was the Six of Swords, that's about moving on. That's about making a decision and moving on to something else, moving on to calmer waters. So if you're moving on from something, then something is clearly ended. So crowning the reading, I would say, is a new beginning. Immediate future, Page of Cups. Pages are normally messengers, they're messenger cards. In here, I would like to say that the Page of Cups in here is like, it's news of support. It's news of a welcome. It's news, emotional news. Emotional news. Yeah, I'd say here it's positive. It's news of support, it's news of caring, it's news of that people care about you, and that people think about you. Yeah, it's an invitation. That's what it says here in the book. The beginning of friendship, an invitation. Yeah, love, warmth, kindness, comfort, all of that. All of that. Yeah. Yeah. An invitation. Oh, you are entering a period of new emotional development, sensitivity, and maturity. Okay. Pay attention. Yeah. Yeah. It's an invitation. An invitation, a warmth, a nice positive feeling. So that's in his immediate future. So whilst to me, I look at these cards. In the past, we have judgment. In the present, we have the moving on to calmer waters, the Six of Swords, crossed by the Three of Cups, which is a celebration and a jubilation. Then we have the Page of Cups. To me, as I look at this spread, I see someone who has made a bad decision, moved from it, and now is getting invitations of support, encouragement, encouraged to move forward. So he's moved on. He's moving on from politics. This all shows me that he's moving on. The Four of Swords. In his mind, he's stepping back. He's stepping back from frontline politics. The Five of Swords. The environment is not a great environment. The environment is one that one might call, okay, the Five of Swords here. What am I seeing here with the Five of Swords? The Five of Swords is like after the battle. I think in this particular instance here, the fight's over. After the battle's already taken place. And you know, he's been made to feel bad about things. And to be honest, rightly so. Some people call it, you know, sometimes this card can mean abuse and bullying. So the environment can be an environment of abuse. And let's be honest, Dominic Raab is not a nice fella. He's been in trouble again. But in this instance, I want to say in regards to Boris, the fight's already over. The swords are on the floor. It's not the nicest of environments because, yeah, there has been a battle where somebody wanted to win at any cost. And he did lose the battle. But yeah, I want to say actually that the environment around Westminster for the Tories, it's not a pleasant environment. It's not a pleasant environment. And he stepped back. I don't think he wants to go back to that. King of Cups. This is his hopes, in the hopes and fears position. The King of Cups. This is the daddy, the supportive older guy, the daddy. I think this is how he wants to be seen. I think this is how he wants to be seen. I think this is how he desires to be seen. It's what he'd like to be. It's who he'd like to portray himself as. The person who you go to for support, like the kingmaker almost. But yeah, I think he'd like to be seen as the guy who's in charge, leading the family, the warm, jovial, kind-hearted dad. However, that's not necessarily how he's seen. His fear is of being seen as the King of Cups, the one who loves to party, the king of the most amazing parties. Last card I have here is the Four of Cups. There's a lot of emotion here. A lot of emotion. And long-time viewers will know how I view the Four of Cups. I reckon that there's going to be offers made to him based on the King of Cups persona. Not the one he would like to be, but the one he's actually seen as King of the Parties. I reckon that for him to stay in frontline politics, an offer will be made that he won't want. Will he take the offer? I don't know. Let's have a look, see. This offer is stifling. The offer that will be made will be, he'll find it stifling. He'll feel hedged in. And it will be very much affected by his relationship with Rishi Sunak. In fact, Rishi Sunak will be the one who's going to be hemming him in if he wants to take this offer. But there's always new sources of money out there for him. I don't see him staying in, suspension. Okay, so there's a feeling of repression and suspension. Okay. There's a Knight of Coins here. I think this is Jeremy. Is this Jeremy? Is Jeremy the King of Coins? Anyway, there's a Knight of Coins here. Plodding, methodical, everything done by the book. Everything just so. Yeah. And there's another Ace of Spears. If he does try to stay in frontline politics, he's going to find himself incredibly limited and incredibly hampered by Rishi Sunak and Jeremy Hunt. He's going to feel boxed in. He won't want to stay. He won't want to stay. Nope. That's it. I'm done. He won't want to stay. So that has been my reading on Boris Johnson. Let me just finish up by doing a final outcome, and I am going to use my archetype cards. My archetype cards for this particular reading. Don't always use them for this type of for my readings, not at the end anyway. But in this instance, I'm going to use them here. So let's have a look. See. Right. Final outcome for Boris. What's Boris's final outcome in regards to his political career? Is he moving on? If it's the right one, it will come out. Okay. Okay. This card jumped out at me and I'm going to read it to you. Visionary. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. That is the light attribute. The shadow attribute, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Let's see what it says in the book. Visionary. Okay, visionary. All right. Also known, visionary, also known as dreamer, prophet, or seer. It lets you imagine possibilities that are beyond the scope of your individual life and that benefit all society. This is the light attribute. It brings into view what could be if certain choices are made or what is inevitable given choices that have already been made. So that's all the light attribute, right? The shadow attribute. Shadow visionary manifests as a willingness to sell your prophetic abilities to the highest bidder or to alter your vision to make it more acceptable in extreme cases. Tainted visions may lead societies into murderous or destructive rampages. I'm not saying that Brexit was a murderous rampage, but destructive, economically speaking, that's not unfair. Look for a long-term passion to see beyond obvious or momentary actions to perceive a larger pattern. Boris isn't a details guy, but I don't know, man. He had a vision that he wanted to be prime minister and he had the ambition to get there any way he could. And if it meant he had to sell people a pipe dream, something he didn't personally believe in order to get what he wanted, he was willing to do that. And he did it very well. So that has been my reading on Boris Johnson. And with that, I wish you all a good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And yes, fantastic. 40 minutes. Who would have thought? Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you would like a reading with me, please feel free to. Oh, crumbs. Is this thing working? That's it. There we go. For your own personal reading with me, please feel free to email me at showintheends@gmail.com. For your own personal reading, please like, please share, please subscribe. And until Monday, have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.